Hi, it's Lisa here from Soul to Soul Yoga. I'm going to show you a really quick and easy and healthy recipe for biscuits. Not biscuit in the traditional sense, but a sweet treat. And I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. So since going vegan, there's much less that I can eat. There's loads of biscuits out there. You know, who knew that hobnobs, ginger nuts, Oreos, bourbons, loads of them are actually vegan, but I just choose not to have them in, and I try to eat dried fruit, normal fruit, dark chocolate. But don't get me wrong, I do love sweet stuff. But this is a really quick recipe for when you're feeling that you want something, but you don't. You try not to eat too much of the junk or the refined sugar. Um, so the first thing you want is a banana, and it couldn't be simpler. This is three ingredients, and literally is banana, oats, chocolate chips, or raisins. Go first thing, a banana, preferably quite ripe, and just give it a quick mash up. Um, Ripe bananas are actually better for you than green bananas, and obviously easier to mash, and in my opinion, much tastier. So even when the skin's brown, there's no way I'm ever not eating a banana. When it goes really brown and mottly, they're my favourite, but I know some people are not so keen. But anyway, each to their own. So we mash up one banana, a bit like baby food. Next thing is a cup and a half of oats. Just normal kind of like porridge oats, instant oats, whatever really. A cup and a half. So really this is like porridge in it's just porridge, that's all you're eating. In a cookie form. And then a third of a cup, hang on, half a cup. We have half a cup. Uh, we've got two-thirds of a cup, so we're just going to do half of this. A third of a cup of dark, if it's vegan, dark chocolate chips. So I would say dark chocolate's better for you anyway. These have got no dairy in them. I guess if you ate dairy, you could just use normal chocolate chips. You could use like cut up chocolate bar. You could use raisins. That'd be really delicious too. But I'm after a chocolatey treat. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea in a minute and have some of these biscuits as soon as they're cooked. So a third of a cup of chocolate chips, and basically stir it all together. And if your banana is quite moist, good word that, moist, then you can it'll be enough. If not, bear with me. Actually, should have bought this before we started the video. If not, you can add a splash of water or nut milk. This is my favourite nut milk, which is oat milk, because it's very creamy. I sometimes make it. That'll be another recipe. It's really easy to make. It's basically oats and water. Um, but also it's a bit more sustainable because oats don't use much water and they are grown here. So I'm going to pop a splash in because my mixture is a little bit dry, but you do not want it too wet. You want it to just so that it all comes together. And if you accidentally make it too wet, you can always pop a few more oats in just to dry it out a little bit more. So as you can see, really simple. Banana, you want to give it a good mix up so you have some banana, which is the binding agent and super tasty as well for us banana lovers. Now you have this mixture. Now get clean hands and get your hands in. And all you're going to do is give them a squish up like this and make a ball and pop the ball on a lined baking tray. Mine's lined with Bako, I think it's called Bako Light, which you can just wash every time. So rather than using, I do use sometimes baking parchment, and that could be used too. But this stuff is good because it's kind of, you can use it for forever really. So you just wash it afterwards. So it's a little bit more eco-friendly, I guess. I don't know if it is when it's made, but you can use this for lining trays, lining cakes. You can even like cook on it in some ovens. So I'm not being too particular about the size of balls because you know what? If it's a big cookie or a little cookie, but you want them roughly similar so that they cook at the same time. She says I think this usually makes about six cookies. So mine hasn't. And you see what's happened? My chocolate, and I'm going to stick a bit of this on the rest of them, because what's happened is, because the chocolate chips were in the bottom there, they obviously hadn't been mixed properly. Now I've got a load of chocolate chips left over. Not particularly a problem. I'm just going to push them onto the other cookies. If you like less chocolate, more chocolate, you can add it. And as I said, raisins are a great one as well, because they are a fruit, and I think dark chocolate's pretty good for you. Mostly, it's got lots of antioxidants, and um, there's lots of good stuff in there. As long as you don't get the highly sweetened stuff, it's the sugar that's really the issue. And obviously, you don't have milk if you're plant-based or vegan. So, a bit of a mess here. Popping the chocolate chips on. So don't do that. Mix them thoroughly before. And then you're just going to press it down. So press all the cookies down a bit so that they become cookie shaped. And I quite like to have them a bit uneven, because that gives you little crispy edges. So you don't have to be too particular at all with that. There you go. And 6 big cookies. They're going to go in the oven now for about 15 minutes at 180. But again, just test, kind of when that's come up, then have a little look and see if they're ready. So the cookies have just come out of the oven. They've been in for just a little over 15 minutes. And as you can see, they're all stuck together. The chocolate chips have melted. And I'm just going to take them from the baking tray to a presentation plate. I'm putting them on the plate rather than in a tin. Obviously, you can store them when they're cool in a tin, because I've got a feeling these are literally going to be gone in the family in about 10 minutes. But as you can see, really, you need to leave them to cool so that they then will become more crisp and they'll hold together. Store them in an airtight jar. And is this a sampler? They are hot. Oh, they're hot. They're red hot. What do you think? Yeah, thumbs up. I'm going to save mine, make a cup of tea and sit down and enjoy them when they're a little bit cooler. But there you go. 3 ingredients, healthy oaty biscuits. Hope you enjoy. I'll bring them a little closer so you can see. There you go. Have a good day. Namaste.